What is up, my G's? Welcome back to another YouTube video. So the mini cut has officially begun, and as you will have seen from the last clip, we checked in this morning at a very soft, very saggy 110 kilos on the button. So weight jumped up a little bit this morning. I think I was 110.4, so that was the starting position for this little mini cut. Now Kuba has made the adjustments and we've come out of the gate pretty quickly and pretty aggressively, right? So I think we've pulled down training day calories by 1100 and rest day calories by 1000. So I'm actually going to drop down below here the difference in the calories and macros on both days for you, just so you can kind of see the difference. Normally we just like kind of keep the fats the same and just pull the carbs right down, but at this time he fucking halved my fats as well. So he left my salmon in but didn't leave anything else in, so I don't really have much like almond butter or dark chocolate or anything like that with any of my meals, which I'm a little bit upset about it, but look, I'll get over it. So we're feeling good. Was back in the gym today for push off the back of 4 days rest. Now normally when I deload, it goes one of two ways, okay? I either feel absolutely slammed still and feel like I need to take another deload, or I feel like I can run through walls. Thankfully, today I felt like I could run through walls. So progress was actually up across the board, which was tremendous. So definitely a good sign. Starting this mini cut, you know, drugs went back in this morning, cycle has gone back in. So I'm going to run you through that right now. So the juicy deets, guys. For the first 10 weeks, we are going to run with 300 tests, right? And then after the mini cut, we're going to kind of bump that up, right? So 300 tests, we have got 700 mast and 600 primo to start off with. So we're going to stick with that for the first 4 weeks. Then I think we're going to add in 100 mega trend. And I think that's just going to top us out for the whole duration of the mini cut. I think the trend is going to stay in for a couple of weeks post mini cut. Then we're going to pull that again. And once the trend goes out, we're just going to titrate the test up for the remainder of the cycle. And I think the mast and primo is going to go up like 100 or 200 meg more, but then it's going to top out at that, right? So thankfully I won't have to run a gram of mast and a gram of primo because that shit is pricey. Lipolytics wise, we've gone in with just 40 micrograms of clen. I imagine that'll kind of get bumped up, but we just started off nice and easy on 40. We've got 500 meg of L-carnitine. I've never taken that much L-carnitine on prep. I only took like 200 meg every single morning. Took 500 this morning, and honestly I was like locked in. Me and Chloe just got up, I took my clen, took my L-carnitine, drank my Hydromax, and we went for like a half an hour walk. So we've discovered a new little loop around the house here, around like the area that we're going to do every single morning, because I have no cardio for the mini cut, literally just 10,000 steps. So we'll box the majority of those off first thing, fasted, right, after we get the lipolytics in. So I felt fucking amazing like after that L-carnitine this morning. Honestly, like L-carnitine is for like fat mobilization and stuff, but for me it's like such a nootropic. It's like a cognitive enhancer. Like anytime like I take L-carnitine, it just dials me in. It just focuses me. Like even when I got back after that walk, I got to the desk, I was just boom, boom, boom with my work. So I fucking love this stuff. I've also actually ordered off Engineered Riz's L-carnitine and then his turbocharged as well. So I'm buzzing for that to get here. So he's got his own kind of L-carnitine, but he's also got this like blend, this mixture of L-carnitine and like what's it, arginine and like, is it ATP? I don't know. There's something else in it. It's like a pre-gym kind of formula for energy, focus, and pump. And Kuba's told me the stuff is rocket fuel. So you know I had to get a bottle of it. So I'm going to get that in as well. So on training days, we'll have 500 mg L-carnitine straight in the morning. And then we're going to have the turbocharged pre-workout. So I will report back in the next video, or probably at the end of this video, to be honest, as the week progresses, with how I've gotten along with that and give my honest review of it. But definitely looking forward to trying it, because even today, just with a scoop of pumpage, going back into the gym after 4 days rest, the pump was absolutely fucking insane. It was immense. So yeah. So I think that is it, guys, for the updates. Maybe I've missed out on something. I'm not entirely sure. I'll probably see when I watch this clip back. But that is the updates for now. That is the cycle. They're the food adjustments. They're the lipolytics. T4 has been bumped. No, T4 has remained the exact same, so that's at 150 micrograms, but we've re-implemented the T3 at 25 micrograms, and normally for me, even though that's like a replacement dose, that shit just like melts the fat off me. So yeah, 10-week mini cut, guys. Like I'm 110 kilos now, and I don't even look like I've been cruising. You know what I mean? Like I'm much softer, so I can tell I've been cruising. But I think to other people, like, you wouldn't actually think I've been cruising. And looking at like how my pictures have looked towards the end of cruises in the past, like I just don't feel like it's comparable at all. And I kind of think that's because I have a whole new level of muscle now, which I'm quite pleased with. I know that probably sounds a little bit arrogant or whatever, but I genuinely think so. Like, even I'm going to pop here some post-workout pictures today. So this is literally like first push session back after 4 days rest and after cruising for like fucking 5 weeks, you know what I mean? And that's kind of how we're looking. Like, so pretty fucking full there, not horrendously out of shape. So it's going to be fucking exciting, guys. It's going to be exciting to see what I look like when I get to the end of this phase. Like, I'll probably get down to around 100 kilos and I'm gonna look like fucking 6 weeks out, I'd say, when I get down to that weight. I'm hoping I can kind of maintain the 100 kilo mark and I don't have to dip below it into the 90s. I think it might happen if he pushes it out 10 weeks, knowing me. But we'll see. So yeah, I think even after a month, I know I'm probably going to look and feel like the best I ever have, because even right now I feel like so fit, so healthy, everything else. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what's what. Also, one last thing before we wrap this clip up, got my bloods done off of eval yesterday, so they should be back tomorrow. So the next clip you will see is probably going to be a little bit of a blood work review, so we can kind of see how that's looking. Or maybe I'll put that in another video. I haven't decided yet. I might put that in another video because I never reviewed my post-prep blood work. So I might do a little bit of a compare and contrast if people are actually interested in that. People just like the vlogs, don't they? People just like the food videos. So yeah, next video will be a full day of eating, guys. I have to run up a full day of eating so you can see what I'm eating on the mini cut, as the diet has completely changed again. We've gone back to basics, guys, which I'm pretty happy about, because to be honest, oh man, those like meals I was having with like the fucking sourdough and the jam and the almond butter and the berries and the whey, it was just taking me ages to make, like twice a day, and I just got sick of it. So I've gone back to just quick, easy, basic as shit, bland as fuck meals, and I absolutely love it, because that is when I'm just boom the most efficient, and I don't have to take ages away from the desk or away from work or, you know, whatever, to try and like make these meals and get them into me. So yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. I will catch up with you later on in the week for some more updates. Alright guys, welcome back. It is now Thursday, a couple of days later, and we have gotten the results back for my blood tests. So not the best set of bloods, not the worst either, but not the best. There's one or two things there that definitely need addressing. I think the main thing I'm concerned with is going to be my LDL. Now, I did get a Five Guys the night before I actually got those bloods done, right? So I got the Five Guys at like 4:30, and I actually fasted the whole way from then until I got my bloods done the next morning at 10. So I was fasting for like 16 hours or something like that. So probably not like the most optimal way to be getting your bloods done. And that could have potentially shifted my LDL up a little bit. But even if it did, I still don't think it should be that bad. So basically, end of prep, my LDL was 2.6. My LDL is now 3.45, I believe, right? So it's 0.45 out of range. And this is the first time I've ever seen my LDL out of range in a set of bloods. Now, I'll hold my hands up and say this is completely diet related. I think this off season, or this last push up, I've probably had more off-plan meals than I've ever had before relative to like my previous push-ups when I would have been bodybuilding, right? I think when I started off and after I did my first competition prep, I was very much like, I can't have any off-plan meals at all. Hardcore bodybuilding, I need to go months without having an off-plan meals. I'm just eating my chicken and rice, etc., etc. And I feel like it was almost like to like an unhealthy degree where I just couldn't have an off-plan meal. And if I did have an off-plan meal, the guilt would like kill me for days. And I had like a really bad relationship with eating off-plan and stuff. And I think I tried to like kind of change that a little bit. I think just before prep, I was kind of able to go out and maybe have an off-plan meal and, you know, enjoy myself a little bit more and able to kind of let go a little bit. But I still didn't really eat out that often. Like when we were in Manchester, like I can probably count less than 10 times like that me and Chloe actually went out and went to like a restaurant and got a meal, to be perfectly honest. And even things like Five Guys, Nando's, they were very minimal when we were in Manchester as well. And I was there for fucking 18 months. So I just wasn't really eating that much shit at all. And I think this push-up, I probably had an off-plan meal every single week, right? And not only that, but I think I had McDonald's like twice, probably had Five Guys like 4 or 5 times, and just a lot more saturated fat than I normally have in my diet, if I'm perfectly honest. And I think I was at a stage where, like, in that push-up, it's like I was making so much progress. My lifts were going up in the gym so much. My body weight was flying up. I was still staying lean. I just felt fucking invincible. So I was just like, fuck it, have a burger, have whatever. Relax, enjoy yourself a little bit more. But now, after getting those blood tests back, I'm like, okay, it's no wonder my bloods were so good in the past, because my diet was always on point. Now I can see if I leave that slip just a little bit, because it wasn't anything crazy. It's like one off-plan meal a week. Like, I wasn't completely just eating junk 24/7, but even just like a little bit more, or a little bit more frequently, it has actually like really pushed that LDL up. So that's definitely something that I'm going to correct now. Obviously, that's going to come down dramatically as I kind of diet over the next 2 months. So I am actually going to get those bloods retested at the end of like May, after 8 weeks of dieting, and kind of see where we're at, because body weight and like just your diet and stuff will affect that quite a lot. So I'm pretty confident that's going to be back in range, even though I will be on cycle for the next 10 weeks. I'm pretty confident that's going to be back in range, right? Now, other kind of noteworthy kind of points were my HDL, right? So that has actually improved. So I'm super pleased with that. I haven't seen my HDL, it was at 0.82. I haven't seen it that high since I lived in Ireland, okay? So normally my HDL is sitting like around 0.6 something, like whether I'm on blast or whether I'm on cruise. End of prep, it was like 0.56 or something, so it kind of dipped below that 0.6 mark, and that was the lowest I'd ever seen it. So it's gone from the lowest it's ever been to the highest it's been in like over 2 years. So really fucking pleased with that. I think that's probably down to like all the cardio I've been doing in my off season. If I'm perfectly honest, that's the only thing I kind of think of that would have brought that up so much. Obviously, all my supplementation has been the exact same, etc. So that's a positive, right? So it's funny because my HDL has gone way up, but my LDL has also gone up, which is not what you want. You want to keep that low. But I think, if I could bring that LDL back into range and I can kind of keep doing the cardio and stuff in my off seasons, I'll be able to keep them both in a position that I'll be really happy with. Now, moving on. So there was a couple of things I'd never seen out of range before as well. So my hemoglobin and my hematocrit were like slightly out of range, just out of range. Like, I'm talking like, I think if like 170 was the range, I was like 172 or something like that for like my hemoglobin, right? So it was just borderline. And this can be caused by dehydration, but it can also be caused apparently by using nicotine products. And I did actually have a zin about an hour before I got my bloods done. Chloe's just shaking her head at me there. So I think that might have like actually elevated like my hemoglobin, right? Now, not concerned with that. As I diet, that's going to come down anyway. And it was so slightly out of range that it's not concerning, right? But it could potentially be because of the nicotine, or it could potentially be because I was dehydrated. Now, that leads me on to like kind of the main kind of thing of these bloods that I'm like kind of like not happy about, or a little bit iffy about. And this is why I'm going to get them retested in 2 months' time. So at the end of prep, because my body weight was much lower, and because I was like drinking a lot of water, like I'm talking like 10 litres a day when you're at the end of prep, my EGFR was at 94, right? So if anyone knows like about EGFR readings, like 90 plus is like the like proper good, like best your fucking kidney function could be, right? My creatinine was like really low, actually the lowest I'd ever seen it, even when I was natural, right? So at the end of prep, the creatinine was like lowest I've ever seen it. So you can kind of see how like body weight and body fat can affect a lot of these things, and being like really hydrated, okay? So my creatinine was quite high this time. The creatinine was 133. I believe that's the highest it's ever been. And as a result of that like skewed my EGFR reading. So my EGFR is actually 56, right? So 56 is technically like stage 1, like kidney disease or whatever. But I don't think like my kidney function has deteriorated that much in the space of 6 months. Like, it's gone from 94 at the end of prep, peak cycle, taking a load of orals, right, to being completely off cycle, going to like 56. So I'm kind of like, when you're looking at blood work, you kind of have to take things with a pinch of salt. So not only was like the creatinine really high, and as a result the EGFR was low, because that's like a calculation based off your creatinine and other things, my sodium was actually out of range. So it was actually under range. So my electrolyte balance was a little bit off. I've never seen my sodium out of range either. So I don't know, is this just because I was fasting for a long period of time or what, but this again just kind of points to maybe being just not properly hydrated. And hydration isn't just like water, it's also electrolyte balance, sodium, potassium, etc. So I think maybe only having like 4 meals a day before plus the off-plan meal, but then fasting for a long period of time, probably not drinking enough water over the course of that kind of week or whatever, probably you skewed that a little bit, right? So at first glance, when I opened up the bloods, I was like, whoa, what's going on here? But more kind of sat with it and I kind of thought about it, I was like, yeah, I think these are just kind of, not false readings, but they're just skewed slightly, and you have to kind of read into them a certain way and take them with a pinch of salt, because, like I said, there's no way they could have deteriorated that much from like end of prep to start prep. Like I remember when I got my bloods done at the end of prep and I was like, what is going on here? I was like, how are these bloods so good? Because obviously end of prep, like drugs are high, they're taking a lot of orals, whatever, and blood work was fantastic. And end of prep, I felt like absolute shit. Now I feel fucking amazing, feel the fittest and healthiest I've ever been. And then kind of some readings are kind of out of whack. So we'll get the bloods tested again in 2 months' time. That's all we can do. But I'm pretty confident that after 8 weeks of dieting, after I pull like 8 kilos, diet is, 100% clean over the next 8 weeks, they'll completely swing the other direction. And I'm going to make sure I absolutely nail the water heading into the next test, to be perfectly honest. As water consumption kind of comes down for me anyway, when I get to the end of an off season, like getting 6 litres in a day is like a little bit difficult for me. And obviously you're eating a big fucking huge Five Guys, like really, really salty meal. Like, do you ever like go and like have a Five Guys or like eat a Domino's or eat any off-plan meal like that and just immediately have the driest mouth ever afterwards? Or like no matter how much water you drink that night, wake up the next morning and be like... So yeah, anyway, that's the rant on the bloods. I'm not going anywhere, guys. I'm not going to die. I'll take it. We're back on blast now anyway, so fuck it. It is what it is. I'll get them tested again in 10 weeks time, see what they're like. And if they're better, then I'm going to like know that these ones were just slightly skewed. And if they're not, then that's fine. I'll just come off cycle for a while and just cruise for a little bit after my mini cut. But that probably won't happen. Because we got to get massive last push up before prep. But yeah, these are just the risks you take. It's all about trade-offs, and it's all about how much risk you are willing to take and stuff like that. But I feel pretty healthy though. I'm confident.
Little health queen.
Well, yeah, little health queen. I'm confident that doing everything I need to do to stay as healthy as possible, mitigate these risks. During that push-up as well, I was testing my blood pressure regularly. It's the best it's ever been. Resting heart rate was the lowest it's ever been. HRV was high. So all kind of other markers of health were actually really improved this time around. So again, we'll just kind of see what's what in 2 months' time. But anyway, Chloe's waiting for me here. We have to go in and train legs. That was fucking 10 minutes of a rant, but it is what it is. You have to do this pin for me as well.
No, I don't.
Another pin. So I got some of the turbocharged L-carnitine off Riz. So we're going to give that a whack pre-workout today. Don't know, should I be taking this for legs? It might be like grueling pain and pump.
Yeah, no, we'll wait now till Friday till we do that, okay?
Nah, right, I'm not going to pin this on camera, so we catch up GDP. Alright guys, welcome back. So final update of this vlog. It is Saturday, so tomorrow we're going to be starting the next vlog. But updates from the week, right, so we are 108.7 kilos, which is a little bit frustrating because in the first 2 days, I dropped 1.6 kilos and I've just been holding my weight for like the last 4 days. So I'd pop like little wins up here, right, for the last week. May potentially get a drop tomorrow, may not, who knows. But either way, I'd probably better off seeing that kind of slow. Anyway, I thought I'd be like under 108 by the end of the week, like I really did. But it has slowed down a little bit. Could be the cycle going back in, but I normally wouldn't see like weight shifts from the cycle until like week 2 or week 3 even. So, it is what it is. But look, weight isn't everything. Feeling good though. Feeling a little bit better now. Sleep was a little bit rocky for the first couple of nights. I think when I like introduced Clen back in, it kind of like fucks with me for a day or two, but we've kind of leveled off a little bit. Feeling good today. We are in for a push, so I'm looking forward to that. Also, this supercharged stuff, I tried it the other day for legs. Rocket fuel. It's pretty fucking strong, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna make the mistake I did the last time. I shot it up before I left the last time, and in the car on the way to the gym I was like driving the car, so it really fucking hit me like a ton of bricks there. Like I was coming up off a fucking banger or something for like the first 5-10 minutes, and then I kind of like leveled off. It kind of leveled out. So I think I'm just going to wait until I'm like at the gym outside in the car park today. I'm going to go in for push. So I didn't notice like a crazy difference in like my pump because I had legs the last day, but I think today with push I probably should notice a little bit of a difference, hopefully, because I am like, obviously my calories are way lower, so I'm not going to get the massive pump from the food. So We're watching a little bit of Physical 100 here on the telly, season 2. I don't know if anyone has watched this, but I absolutely love it. We watched the first season while it was on prep last year. It's like these 100 fucking Koreans from like all different disciplines, and it's like this big game show, like who can kind of win it. But it's really good. I'm really enjoying it now. The dub over is a little bit questionable. It's a little bit better in this season, but yeah, get on that. Those Koreans, man, those South Koreans are sickos, I must say. But anyway, guys, that is everything wrapped up for this week. So we covered cycle, we covered Bloodwork, and updates on the weight and where we're at. In the next video, you're going to see how the physique is looking after a week of dieting, and we'll try and do maybe a full day of eating or something like that for you as well, so you can see what I'm eating. So that's everything, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you've made this far, I think this is a long one, and it's just me talking for like 20 minutes. But anyway, please make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you in the next one.